I checked the schematic, and this is routed properly. The belt goes around pulleys on the deck, straight to the other one, the other side pulley, around here, around the idler pulley, which is still loose. I'm going to tighten that up. Inside this safety bracket, once that's tight, be in good shape. Around the outside of that left side, if you're in the seat of the tractor, and then it's going to go around the engine pulley. And we got to remember to put everything back together the way we took it apart, in the same order. So I'm going to tighten this idler pulley first, and I'll get right back. It's around the safety bracket and on the pulley. Looks to be routed properly. There is some play, but that's the way it is. And especially, well, that's why these brackets that go around it are so important. I'm going to put this one on next. And make sure everything lines up. That's that bolt hole. This is this bolt hole. Okay, start it. Let's get it in the hole and start. And then I'm going to tighten those up now and get back to you. Whenever you're tightening bolts on an item, there's more than one. I tighten this one so it's snug. Not super tight, just so it's snug. And then go to the other one, you start tightening it down snug as well. You don't want to throw anything out of whack by tightening one side too much. You always want to go back and forth. So that's snug. And you want to go to the other one and start tightening a little bit further. And always use the right size ratchet too. I mean, this has got a lot of leverage. This 1/2 inch, I believe it is, actual ratchet. So if you're on the end of it, you have a lot of leverage and you might strip this. So I'm going to hold it up here. And you just want to make sure these are pretty tight. Obviously, it's not a moving part, but it's got to stay in place. So that's that. We got the safety bracket on, the belt routed properly. I'll go do the other side, and we'll pick it up. All right, picking it up from where we left off. This safety bracket goes here. You can see that. I should have probably blown this out, cleaned it off a lot better, but this should suffice. As long as everything lines up properly and it's clear, the holes, that is, you can insert one of these bolts, start hand tightening, gets tight about there, get the other one in, same thing. About hand tight. Make sure the belt is still routed properly and on the pulleys that it's supposed to be on. And then we can start tightening it up a little bit better. Now I'm not going to crank it all the way down on one bolt here. I'm just till it touches, really gets a little snug. And go to the next one. Crank this one down until it's snug. That's snug. Do a little more than snug. Go back to this one, a little more than snug. And then you want to start really final tightening on this side. Final tightening on this side. And you don't want to over tighten, obviously, and strip it. So that should be good. Nice and tight. The belt is still routed properly. I think we're in good shape. Now we got to do this bracket that holds the belt on the engine pulley, and it actually applies tension by pulling this belt in like that. So it'll apply tension and keep the belt on the engine pulley. That's why this is so important. We're going to put that back on. Remember, it was in that middle hole on the frame on that side. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. We have the that's the washer. Let's see if I can find the bolt. Be right back. Bolt, it was under the deck. I should have put it probably in a better spot, but you want to route the safety bracket around here. It's going to go into that hole, and then it's going to go up and attach on here. There's a hole right there. I'm going to need my second hand to get this started. The bolt's going to go, I believe, right there. I have it started. You can see it right there. Washer first, then the bolt. And I just got to tighten this up now with a wrench. And that's routed properly. The belt can't really pull off the front too easily once it's tight. And then we'll see, give it a test run after I do that. Tighten up this bolt for the bracket. Be right back. Everything's tight. Final check on the routing of the belt. Everything's still on the pulleys. You can see the belt is loose, but that is the way the belt is when it's not engaged. If you haven't actually checked and looked at that, that is the way it is, but it's also a lot looser as the deck is obviously not engaged, but when the deck is down on the ground, remember we put it all the way down. Put that in the up 5 position, all the way up high. The alignment gets better on the belt, obviously, because the deck is parallel with the ground more so. And the belt is a little bit tighter. As long as it's not pulling off this pulley, as long as you ordered the right one, should be in good shape. We're going to give it a run, but you can see this lever, when you pull it down or push it down to engage the blades, you know, it's actually pulling this idler pulley backwards and applying tension onto the belt, which is always attached to the drive pulley on the engine. Once you pull this idler pulley in and apply the tension, that's what gets the deck blades spinning. And it is nice and tight in this position. So we're going to put the, don't forget the first thing we did, safety first, spark plug cover or cap, tight onto the electrode. And I'll start it up and give it a shot. We'll see what we got. All right, quick.